Okay, we're going to be working on lunges. And so we're going to start with the easiest lunge. That's the regression. Regression means to make it easier. And where I like to start people with lunging is what's called a box lunge. And the idea is to make a box shape with your front leg. So you have a bend in the knee about 90 degrees, a right angle. Okay? Now I brought these pool noodles out to show foot placement in terms of base of support, because when I split my feet, here I'm in my stance right now, I'm going to take my right leg and put it forward, but I don't want the other foot to be directly behind it. I'm going to have a little bit of an offset, because that is much harder to balance. This is easier to balance, but I'm not going to get super wide. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of an offset. So these show that pretty well. Okay, so right leg box lunge is, the right leg is forward. I'm going to check my feet, offset a little bit. Watch what I do with my upper body. I'm going to tilt it back so I'm in vertical. I don't want to do my lunges like this. It's really bad form. I want to pull my body back, and I'm going to take this line in front of my left thigh and I'm going to lengthen and stretch all the way through. So if I bend over, I can't stretch my thigh out, and that's one of the benefits of lunging, if you do it right, is to get a lot of stretching. Okay, so I want to stretch this too, as well as strengthen my legs. So I'm going to go back, check my knee, it's about over my ankle, I've got a little offset. I'm going to float my hands because I want my feet and my body to balance. I don't want to cheat by using my arms. Just float my hands, go straight down, and come straight up. So I like to do full depth lunging. I'd rather people do one good lunge than 10 bad ones like this. That won't help you much, but if you do one of these, that's worth doing. So I'm going to do five in a row. Here we go. And you can see I'm working my feet to balance. So it's balance challenging even with the offset, but that's good. We're strengthening the feet as well with the box lunge. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you'll notice, I'm pausing a little bit on the top because I don't want to do them too fast. Just doing 5, I felt some burning going on and some real stretching. So that's how great they are. It doesn't take a lot to get a training benefit. So I'm going to switch legs so you can see the other leg forward. Left leg goes forward. I'm offsetting my feet slightly. I'm finding that sweet spot. I'm bringing my upper body, my torso, back up vertical. Floating my hands. I'm going to go down once to check. Make some adjustments. Keeping the knee, behind the toes, over the ankles, somewhere in that range. And here I go. I'm going to do 5. 1. Pause. 2. Pause. 3. Pause. 4. Pause. 5. And stop. So that is a box lunge doing all the repetitions with the same leg forward. That's the easiest lunge to do. The next lunge in terms of progression, that means it's a little bit harder, is an alternating step box lunge. So now I'm going to go right, lunge, left, lunge, right, lunge, left, lunge. So I'm having to reset my feet quite a bit more. So it's more challenging from a balance standpoint as well as an agility standpoint, because agility is coordinated movement. So I'm constantly moving my feet. So let's try that. The form is the same. Vertical upper body, box shape, about a 90-degree angle, knee stays around the ankle, behind the toes. Here we go. Right foot, down. Together, left foot, down. Right, down. Left, down. right, down, left, down. And you can slow that down if you need to. So I can go right, check myself, get set, 1 rep. Come back up, step together, shake it out a little bit, step left forward, adjust my feet, left side, step together, shake it out a little bit, right foot, get set, down, step together, shake it out, get set, down. So that is an alternating step box lunge. It's a little bit more difficult. The next progression, meaning the next lunge is a little bit harder, is a walking lunge. So instead of just coming back to the same starting point, I'm going to start at one end of the yard and walk all the way down. It's also called a traveling lunge. And these are nice to do too. So let's try that one. All right, the next progression after the walking lunge is to add a rotational component. So now we're not just moving in a straight line. That's also called linear. We're moving front, or we're lunging backwards even. That's a progression as well. We're going to be adding a rotary twisting movement. So what I'm going to do is to bring my hands together, interlace my fingers, and point my fingers like this. And as I step out and drop, I'm going to go to the outside of my lead leg. So this is my right leg. I'm going to rotate to the right because my right leg is forward. I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to come back and step into the next lunge. So I'll do a stationary rotational lunge now. That would be easier than a walking rotational lunge. So here I go. I'm going to step with my right foot and rotate to the right. Come back to center, stop, step together. Relax my arms. Step out with my left foot. That means I rotate to the left. And my arms stay straight. I'm coming back to the middle, I'm stopping. Then I step together and I relax for a moment. So when I rotate, I want to maintain that long spine. So I don't want to do this and get short. I want to rotate and stay tall. So I'm going to do 3 in a row. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Alternating rotational lunging. Here we go. Right, left. And I pause a minute on the bottom. Stop, rotate, come back, stop. Stop, rotate, come back and stop, and reset. The form stays the same. My upright body, torso above the waist is straight, or as straight as I can make it with what I have available in my body today. Okay, so that's alternating step, which We could even make it easier. Wonder if that's too hard. Okay, let's go right leg, rotate, back, rotate, back, rotate, back. I'm getting tired with that leg. We're going to switch. Left foot forward. Rotate, back, rotate, back, rotate, back, and reset. And why rotate? Because it makes it harder. It makes it harder to control my balance because I swing weight away from my center and to the outside. It's a playful way to challenge yourself. So, I'm going to get at the back. I'm going to walk down, traveling. A traveling rotational lunge is going to be harder than the stationary rotational lunge or the alternating step rotational lunge. Here's the next progression. And as I do that, I'm doing my best to be as smooth as possible. To smoothly push out, to smoothly rotate, to smoothly bring my feet together, lunge back out. Now I'm outside in the grass with very thin sole shoes so I can really feel the ground with my feet, and the grass is lumpy, which is great because the lumpy grass makes it a little bit harder to balance. There's also a little hill coming off the palm trees. It goes down. So don't be afraid of that. Just play with it and notice that it's different than doing it inside on the carpet or on the concrete deck or on the sidewalk. Now, what's the progression? We can add some weight to our hands or some kind of object to hold. So we're going to put more weight on our arms, and that's going to transfer more weight on our core. It's going to make it harder on the muscles in our trunk to twist and turn, and it's a way to get stronger. So I'm going to be using a 4-pound medicine ball. It's not very heavy. It looks heavier than it is, but it's just kind of big and it's easy to hold. You could use a basketball. I might even use the California bear. We'll see how he likes it, okay? So let's try this, and we'll just do it stationary where I'm close to the camera. I'm going to do an alternating lunge without traveling. So I'm going to go right leg and rotate right. 4-pound medicine ball. Step together, ball to the chest to relax my arms, step out with my left foot. Push the 4-pound ball out, rotate, come back, step together. Now here's something else I want you to pay attention to. Think of this as a clock. When you step out and rotate, are you at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2:30 to the right? And are you the same when you go back to the left? Here's 1, 2, 2:30. I can't get to 3, but around 2 or 2:30 is where I'm pretty comfortable. But I'm even, so that's something to notice. I want to rotate evenly to one side and the same degree of rotation back to the other side. And if you can't do that, your body's out of balance. It's something to notice and to work on correcting, because you want to be able to go one way as easy as you can go the other way. Very healthy for your spine. Let's try something fun. All right, I'm not sure if the California Bear signed up for this, but he's a pretty good sport about it. All right, in terms of progressions, meaning lunges getting harder, here's the last one that I teach, and I rarely do this one. Really, it's reserved for more competitive athletes, in my opinion. I've used it with college football players in preseason conditioning, with many progressions leading them up to this to be able to do it in interval training at high intensity. But it's called a split leg jump, so it's a type of plyometric meaning a jump type training, and I'm going to scissor my legs back and forth. So it's ridiculous to do this if you don't know how to do a proper box lunge, an alternating step box lunge, a walking lunge, the rotary lunge to give you more core and hip stability, because you can hurt yourself at volume with not being able to land the jump properly. So even with my college football players, we kept the interval length, the amount of seconds, to 30 seconds. And typically my best protocol with them, meaning my program design, was 20 seconds, and then we took a rest period. So 20-30 seconds, no more than that, but I'll show you a couple demonstrations. So this is the plyometric split leg jump. The basic form still applies. I'm going to go down into my low position first. So here's my box lunge, and I'm going to just jump up in the air and split and land. I'm going to leave that in on purpose because the ground is uneven and I'm trying to figure it out. So give me some time to figure out the ground, because this is sloped and the ground's a little soft. Jump, jump, jump. So I want you to notice that even though I'm doing a jump lunge, when I land, I'm not bringing my torso forward over my front foot. I'm bringing my weight back, so when I drop down, I'm still stretching that back thigh or quad, okay? Watch again. Watch the torso, the upper body line. And also watch me work hard to maintain my balance so I don't tip over. It's not easy. I'm going to go down first. I'm a little bit in an offset with my feet. Up, stick it. Up, stick it. Up, stick it. And what I mean by stick it is I want control. Especially when you're learning these. When you go down, make sure that you've got it. You've got control before you try to bounce back up with a poor position. So here's the quality and safety part. So I'm going to stick that landing. Here we go. I'm going to go down and stick my landing. Control, 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 control. So I don't want it to be reckless, even though it's very, very difficult. And I'm breathing hard too. No more than 20-30 seconds, and maybe one rep at a time after you've done all the other progressions to earn the right to do that safely. Don't do that one first. So watch. Let's say I'm really struggling with this. I'm just going to do one and then reset. So here's where you might need to start. Go down first. I'm going to jump and split and switch. Now if I have that, I'm going to stop and just wait. Maybe I even stand up, shake it out. Put the same foot forward, which was the left, when I finished my last one. Go down, here's my box lunge. Stick it, get control, step away. And even if you do 1 plus 1 plus 1 and take a break each time, you'll get so much better. And you'll also preserve a degree of safety, okay? Because that's so important. Quality, safety, mastery of skill. Strength is a skill, so is movement. Always be working to improve that. It'll take you a long ways. So I hope you enjoyed the lunge progression video. We started with a box lunge, alternating step box lunge. We did some traveling lunges. We did some lunges with a rotation. We did some lunges with a rotation with something in our hands. We did some jumping lunges. There's a lot of different variations. There's even more than that, but these are the basic ones and how to get started and how to progress.